Oh dear, oh dear. This article has been a hot topic for debate in my Discord, in my DMs, and I've probably had somewhere around about 50-60 messages about this topic. Please don't believe everything you see on the internet. So this article from Kotaku has done the rounds, and Kotaku at one point in time were like one of the go-to places for news. Since Jason Schreier disassociated from them and went to Bloomberg, their reporting has gone a little bit downhill, in my opinion. Don't sue me. I don't want any more trouble, please. But this article makes no sense. It contradicts itself at multiple points, and also it's like a combination of three other articles put together. So firstly, they're saying that the game's going to be delayed into 2026. Not the case. So firstly, we know from people like Tom Henderson and Jason Schreier that Rockstar are aiming for an early 2025 release. And the reason why we know this is for multiple reasons. They're predicting around $7 billion of revenue for fiscal 25, so that's between April this year to March next year. Pre-orders won't be included in those figures. Goods physically have to change hands for pre-orders to be factored into the overall turnover for the business. So from what we know at the moment, things could change in May at the next earnings call, but from what we understand at the moment, that between now and the end of March next year, GTA 6 will be released. Now from trailer 1, we know it's going to be 2025, so this now closes down that window from January next year to the end of March next year. But also, if Rockstar had any inclination at all that the game could be delayed, and they always factor that in when producing a game, that it could be delayed from up to like 6 to 9 months, they wouldn't have put 2025 in the trailer if they were aiming to release it around the end of 2025, because any delay would push that into 2026. Now, why does the date of release really matter that much to Rockstar in the trailer? Well, on the last Take-Two earnings call, their share price dropped by 10%, and that was just because there was some hiccups with NBA 2K. Now imagine what a delay of 6 to 9 months could do for GTA 6 to their share price. Of course, GTA fans don't care. We still know the game's going to come out and it's going to be absolutely amazing and it's going to sell ridiculous numbers. But let me just very quickly explain why this is important. These investment firms that invest into Take-Two Interactive, they're owned by companies like BlackRock, for example. The investors that invest into BlackRock are people in their 60s, 70s, old rich dudes from the US and around the world. They don't care about Grand Theft Auto 6. They're not bothered. They probably don't even know it's coming out. They probably don't even know it exists. They're not acknowledging it. For them, they've given their money to these investment companies to overall and grow their investment portfolio. So these companies will go to companies like Take-Two, Sony, many other different companies around the world that are open on the stock market for people to invest into, and that money gets put in there. So if there's any signs that the investment may not be a good one and it starts to decline in value, investors will pull out. If Rockstar believed that the game was going to come out around the end of 2025 and it could get delayed to 2026, in that initial trailer, which of course is referenced during Take-Two Interactive's earnings calls, they wouldn't put 2025 if they weren't confident they could deliver it in 2025. Now for previous Rockstar releases, it's been slightly different. Take-Two Interactive are an absolute mammoth scale company today than what they were 20 years ago. So we're dealing with a different beast altogether. Now with this Kotaku article, a lot of people have said about Rockstar employees going back to work. Well, this is old news. This was a month ago. This is now, from what I understand, being resolved between Rockstar and their employees, and this isn't affecting the release schedule in any way, shape or form at the moment. Obviously that can change at any point, but from what we understand at the moment, that's not a factor we need to talk about nor consider. So overall, we are still aiming for an early 2025 release. Maybe it could be pushed to late 2025 in the worst case scenario, but until we see any signs from Take-Two Interactive or Rockstar on that, that is simply not the case. Tom Henderson has even come out on Twitter and said that this is absolutely bogus and completely nonsense. So hopefully this video has helped clear up the fact that GTA 6 at present, from what we understand, isn't going to be delayed. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to my channel members that are all up in the top right hand side of the screen right now. If you did enjoy watching today's video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Oh, and tomorrow's video, boys, is the podcast, Cybervice Podcast episode 2, and it's a long one. It's a long one. So make sure you turn on post notifications to be notified when that video comes out. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one.